Yeah, I'm David Reed, the son of Carol, who was my mother. She had a nursing background. She'd worked at Rampton Top Security Hospital for not many years, but quite a few years. And then she met and got into a relationship with another man that worked at the same hospital, leaving my dad, who was also a nurse at Rampton Hospital, for this man. And my mum applied for successfully to join the prison service, doing a training at Holloway. He tried himself, was unsuccessful, and that's where the relationship then broke down. And they tried to split up amicably, and he received a letter from the solicitor wanting to know what they were doing with the split of the furniture, which tipped him over the edge. Long before what happened, he had been threatening her. He said he was going to kill her, and he really meant it. He even told friends of his that knew my mum that he was going to do it. He threatened her over the phone, and the police were called, but they couldn't do anything until the event was past, which sadly still happens today. Malcolm Mackenzie, his name was. He shot my mum. He was in this derelict house. He'd seen my mum come outside, and he didn't want to open the window that was inside the house in case my mum heard it. And my mum went back inside the house because she'd forgot something. Then she come back out because at the bottom of this farm track was a garage where my nan used to keep the car. And my mum was going to go down and get the car and get ready to come and pick me up. And when she come back out, by this time he'd opened the window and he shouted my mum's name, and he shot her from this house. He was a marksman with the Territorial Army. He was a weapons expert as well, so he knew what he was doing. And my nan heard my mum cry, so she went out to see what it was. And my mum was still alive at this point, and she named who it was that had shot her. So my nan went back inside to call the police and the emergency services. And then when she went back out, Mackenzie had gone down to my mum and actually shot her then again at point blank range. He was still on the scene when the police arrived, but the police couldn't find him because he was in this cornfield. He did say that he was there when the police arrived, but the police couldn't find him. I was at school, and I do remember when I remember the headmaster poking his head through the classroom door, and he called me teacher's name, and I knew it was to do with me. And then the teacher come in, she called me, and she says, the police are here, they're going to take you home. And I said, oh, the car must have broke down. And I said, I was only 9 at the time. I'd only just turned 9. The police picked me up, and the headmaster said something to me and then ruffled my hair. And I thought nothing of it, and got in the police car. And then I thought I was going to be taken home, but no, they actually drove me down to the police station. Then the sergeant took me upstairs to speak to me, and he asked me what I knew about guns and bullets. And I said, I don't know much about them. But he said, well, you know somebody called Mr. Mackenzie, don't you? I said, yeah, I do. And he said, have you seen his rifle? I said, yeah, I have, yeah. Would you know what bullet here? Would you be able to draw the bullet there? So I actually drew a picture of the bullet, because I'd seen them. And I'd actually gone out with him about 3 weeks before and actually fired the rifle. But in the 2 years we were living with him, I was frightened of him. And because he used to abuse me, there was one night I was constantly wet in the bed, and he made me sleep on the floor for 3 nights. And then it happened again 2 or 3 months later. That night he threw me bed clothes in the bath, maybe sleep in the bath for the night. And I'd never been so frightened. And then all of a sudden, my uncle turned up, and he lived in Lincoln, and he was my mum's oldest brother. And I don't know, I thought, what are you doing here? You live in Lincoln, what would you be doing in Retford? And then all of a sudden I started panicking a bit, and I said, well, where's my mum? Why are you here? Why is my mum not here? So then they nodded to my uncle, and then he told me that my mum, it is exactly what had happened. He then told me to have a good cry. There in front of him, he said he was upset, my granddad was upset, my other uncle who had brought him along, he was upset as well, and my nan was very ill. I just felt in shock, it just, I couldn't comprehend, the one thing that he said to me is, what you got to remember is that you'll never see your mum again. And I thought, well, how am I going to live with that? 9 years old, I hardly saw my mum as it was, because she was often working away, to try and make a better life for me. She was a grafter. It just felt surreal. I couldn't understand what had happened, but in a way, I had to think, well, what's going to happen to me now? I cried. I remember when I got home that night, and I felt sort of empty and lost inside. But I felt, the next day I felt angry. The next day my cousins came to visit, and I remember my mum had bought me this pocket toy, which consisted of a gun, like a crossbow. And I saw my youngest cousin, I think he'd only been about, it might have been 4 at the time, and I just snatched it off him and threw it into the undergrowth, never to be seen again. And I think I went in my toy box and I took all the guns out that I had and just threw them all in the bin. I'd just like to add on record that Mackenzie was caught, and 36 hours later, after being caught, being remanded, he was found hanging in his cell at Lincoln Prison. Well, I felt that he couldn't hurt me anymore at the time. At the time, I felt, well, he'll never be able to hurt me again because he's gone. But as I've got older, I felt that, he should have faced justice, But then again, on the other side of the coin, he'd have been out now. Sam's helped me out a lot. I think I would have gone down. I wouldn't have got into trouble or anything, but I think I'd have just I'd have struggled a lot if it hadn't been for Sam. Coming to these retreats, I've met loads of people over the years and formed friendships, and Sam's slogan is, "You're not alone," and I stand by that. So, yeah.